ink weekend, thought we would just have a quick little play with alcohol inks. If you haven't thought about playing with them yet, or you've thought about playing with them and just too worried that you won't know what to do, honestly, there's nothing you can do wrong overly when you start. You just got to play with it and you'll get some really cool results. All you're going to need is a few little alcohol inks. They come in a range of colours, little bottles, about $6 a bottle, $5 and $6. They're not terribly expensive for the locally made Couture Creations ones. Some blending solution. And the most important thing is having the right paper. You have to work with a paper that's designed for alcohol ink. So you can get the range of Yupo papers, or Couture Creations in Australia do an alcohol ink paper as well. And you need to have these kinds of papers because they're not absorbent. So all of your ink isn't going to seep down into the pulp, and that it's going to sit on top so that it can move around. So if you get the paper right, that's pretty much, the first trick to it all. So I'm just working on a glass mat here today. And the reason I like a glass mat is, one, you can clean it up really easily, and two, it keeps everything really flat. So if your table's got lumps and bumps in it, glass mats years ago were just great for stamping, before we had stamp platforms, and they're still great if you're stamping by hand, because no matter what table you're on, they're not always flat. So stamping on glass is a great way because glass doesn't sag. You can get this size glass mat, which is here. That's the top one here. That's the Couture Creations, so they're a local company in Australia, a supplier for us. And then this is your larger version. So I'll lay them on top so you can see the size difference. And then this is your Tim Holtz one underneath to see the price. So this one's $20 and the Tim Holtz glass medium mat is $70 there. So it does have the little mixing spot at the side of it. So anyway, this is a good little size for this kind of thing. So we're just going to use this one today. All we need to do to start with is we're going to put some alcohol blending solution down across the page. The other tool that's kind of good to have is a blower. Now this is the Ranger one. There is a smaller one that I should have here too. I don't know, it's got a walkabout, and it's the Couture Creations one, and it's again half the price, still does the same job. So it does a good little job. Probably not as much air in the Couture one, if I'm honest about it. We're just going to take our little alcohol inks now and simply drop them into that blending solution, and you'll start to see them move. So the blending solution is what's going to make them move. Can you see that? And so what we can do with the blower now is actually blow the ink to create the kind of patterning and the directions that we want it to move out to. You see? No need to, get in and heat set or anything like that. We can just get this fabulous little pattern going. And we can take another shade and we can put it in through it as well and just watch it move with it as well. And you can see this is still moving. Can you still see in here? The ink is still moving. So that's because we're on a surface and the blending solution is just moving it around. So we can throw this colour in. And then we'll go for a bit of cranberry in here as well. Just see. I haven't tried these colours. I just thought we'd go with looking a bit dark for my liking, but that's okay because I'm going to give it a pop with a little bit of metallic as well in a minute. So let's just move a bit of this to get that colour moving through with it. And now what we're going to take, so you've got the choice between alloys and mixatives. They're both a metallic and they're both going to put metallics into things for you. The difference is whether or not you want your metallic to blend in with your inks or you kind of want it to sit a little bit more out to the side. I haven't really got a good example there, so I'll try and do one for you. So let's grab an alloy here. Give it a good shake because it has got the little ball bearing in there to mix it up. And we're going to put this through it now. So this is going to give it a nice little metallic pop, hopefully, when we move this around in it. Can you see that? Now let's see if that's moving enough there or whether we want to throw a bit more blending solution in there to get that moving. Now, if you don't want to move that, you can always move the project. If you don't want to be moving your arm around like I am, you can go this way. Now, if I want that to dilute a bit more and move, I come back with a bit more blending solution and then get all of this moving again. Can you see all that moving a lot better now? And it's as simple as that. You don't have to have a degree in anything at all. So there you go, that's the pink one. I've just started having a little play here with some acetate. So this is acetate, it's a clear see-through material, often used sort of for bookbinding for projects in companies and things like that. But we use it obviously for shaker cards and stamping on, which is really cool. But this is just this time using a little bit of some of the metallics, the mixatives and the alloys and things like that. So I was just going to grab this and show you. Popping it all on there, you can see it all moving. And the beautiful thing is then, you can flip it over and use it from the back on your project. So you don't see all that work. You've just basically got this perfect kind of finish. Does that, let me put some white behind there so you can see it better. Oh, that's white with stuff on it. That's probably not the best one. Look at, here we go. Oh, it's still wet on the other side. There you go. You see those colors? Anyway, so you can do it on acetate, which is cool. Acetate isn't as easy to die cut, obviously though, so be careful with your die cutting of it. The other one, oh, now my glass mat's got stuff all over it, so do you know what's really good for this? You can just use your isopropyl alcohol and you can just clean your mat down with that because it'll come straight off, or use your hand sanitizer. Your hand sanitizer is the same thing, just a bit thicker. Put it on and it's just going to clean everything straight off there for you. And that way you are clean and ready to go. And you know, it's nice and safe. It's nice and sterile. The other thing that it works beautifully on is glitter paper. So this paper's already got a little bit of a glitter already on it. The glitter doesn't come off on your fingers like a lot of glitter paper. So this is the Couture Creations A4 glitter paper. And we can do the same thing on here. We can put down some of our blending solution. You know, you can see the effort I went to make sure that went just where I wanted it there. And we can pop some colours in. And this time what happens is that you can actually watch it move around, but it's going to dry with the glittery effect coming through. Now they have just released a range of glitter alcohol inks that will do that for you as well. If you don't want to buy the glitter paper and you don't have glitter paper, you can actually just get the glitter alcohol inks and they are going to give a beautiful sparkle as they dry. Can you see that moving around there? So you can still do all of those other effects, or you can just leave it to naturally dry. I kind of like leaving a really intense colour on the glitter because it is naturally going to fade a little bit as it sinks in, because this paper is a little bit more porous than the Yupo and the alcohol ink paper and the acetate and that kind of thing, the glossy papers. But can you see that slowly starting to dry? It's very hard sometimes to show glittery effects and things drying when you are filming, but I'm hoping you can kind of just see all of that working there. So don't be afraid of alcohol inks, don't be afraid to have a go. You really can't do anything wrong. All you can do is learn from your mistakes, and remember there's no real mistakes in craft, there's only creative opportunities. So give it a go and pop to our website if you want to have a look, placetocreate.com.au, and see the full range of alcohol inks and papers and accessories that we carry. See you soon, bye.